I think this is criminal stuff, and people should be absolutely accountable.
Reaction from students tonight after a UC San Diego fraternity is suspended amid sexual assault allegations. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Barbara Lee Edwards. The Sigma Chi fraternity is under investigation by the university after several sorority members filed sexual assault reports. News 8's Amanda Shotsky is live at the campus tonight with some of the allegations being made against Sigma Chi and reaction to the news. Amanda?
Well, as you mentioned, Sigma Chi is under investigation by the university, but they are also under investigation by the fraternity's international headquarters. This after 4 women allegedly came forward claiming wrongdoing. Now, one of the most shocking things that we found here today is the students say they are not shocked by these allegations at all.
Students on the campus of UC San Diego are reacting to the news that the local chapter of Sigma Chi has been suspended amid allegations of sexual assault.
I am pleased that they're under investigation. I think an issue like this should be taken seriously.
A permanent suspension feels a bit much, though, because it's only the actions of a few that's affecting the whole thing.
The fraternity is under investigation after multiple women from local sororities came forward. According to the school paper The Guardian, the victims claimed they were sexually assaulted and in some cases drugged at Sigma Chi events throughout the academic year. Not one person we spoke to said they were surprised.
It happens quite often, unfortunately.
Am I disgusted? Yes, of course I am disgusted. But Greek life, I mean, that's what happens.
But the Greek community has been outspoken in condemning the alleged behavior. Some sororities reportedly cutting ties with Sigma Chi altogether. Sigma Chi responded to our request for an interview with a statement saying our chapter has been placed on a temporary suspension by UCSD and Sigma Chi International Headquarters respectively, while they each begin investigating reports that have been received by the Center for Student Involvement. Our chapter supports this action, and we intend to work collaboratively and cooperatively as may be requested. We expect all of our chapter members to adhere to the high standards of Sigma Chi. We are committed to justice and accountability, and we absolutely do not tolerate sexual misconduct of any kind.
And UCSD also sent us a statement as well. In it, they said that student safety is a top priority. They want anyone who knows anything about these allegations or if there are any others to please report them right away. We have placed all of the contact information on our website, thecwsandiego.com. Back to you.
All right, Amanda, thanks.